Listen, I think the North Korea thing is obviously, if it happens, is a net positive. It'll make Donald Trump maybe the Nobel Prize winner, despite what we heard yesterday on Fox and Friends. I mean, which, it's interesting,
You mean the interview?
Yeah, it's interesting that his policies many of his policies are really good. I mean, listen, you cannot have open borders and a welfare state. The corporate tax rate needed to be adjusted so it reflected what, we were losing jobs to Ireland, of all places, because they have a low corporate tax rate. Listen, he's actually opened the door for maybe peace in North Korea, but who knows?
And that would be wild if you think about it. All others have failed, all the Trumps have failed.
But here's the thing.
Here's this tough approach that might.
Yeah, but here's the thing, Neil. What we witnessed, what a lot of people witnessed yesterday on Fox and Friends was downright scary. That the tone, the non sequiturs, the just weirdly lashing out, and I think it is. He is an existential threat to the economy and the markets, just his personality. Because if a guy is going to be that unglued on TV and on a friendly interview, I mean, they weren't like breaking his chops by any means, then you wonder how he's going to react.
Well, that interview was yesterday. All this good stuff is going on today.
I agree.
Give him a freaking break.
I agree. I am. I'm just saying that the policy is so much different than the wacky demeanor, and that was wacky yesterday. I don't care what anybody says. It doesn't take. You don't have to be like you can be objective and fair and look at that.
All that craziness, what you want to call it that or whatever. Here we are done with the markets restabilizing or recalibrating, whatever you want to call it. The economy, even with the threat of higher interest rates, maybe because of the higher interest rates reflecting the improving economy. All seems good in economic market land, or is it?
Oh, right now it seems good. I mean, you have profits growing by this year, 20%. Next year, though, they're expected to slow to about 10% growth. So we don't want to overlook that.
So this quarter, I mean, the next 3 quarters after this one will all be compared to a period when we had the old tax rate.
Right.
How difficult will it be to mimic this, quarter to quarter with the new tax rate?
I think if you try to take out the tax factor, you're still looking at profits growth. Again, it's not going to be as dramatic. It's still a positive. It's still positive. It's amazing we're this late in an economic recovery.
Really
low unemployment rate. We're running out of
I actually think I did. I think I said I like his policies.
They're all working. Right. Deregulation. Let's not forget about that.
Yeah,
a lot of cost savings.
So, Sabrina, on all of the above, and I was mentioning this, Charlie, he and I talk about this when it comes to foreign policy and how you go about either extracting concessions from the French in the case of Macron when he was visiting, or now Angela Merkel. She's here now. And the posture he's taking with the Chinese. He does remind a lot of folks about the crucial role China's leader, Xi Jinping, has played in this whole debate about how to handle North Korea. But what do you make of that? Because novel and different, and some have criticized the approach with North Korea, Rocket Man, all of that. And here we are. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I think you're picking up on what Charlie is saying, which is there's sort of this up and down roller coaster-like effect to this administration, right? So some of the policies are good, but but it's alarming when you don't know if he's serious or not serious, and I think that might be what's being effective. The president. But I was going to just add on the markets. I think that, look, the administration may be favorable in terms of the regulatory piece, but I think a lot of the areas that we're seeing growth is in the tech sector, and I think sort of percolating under the surface here is a whole lot of interest in over-regulating the technology industry, and that's, to me, very concerning, because I think we're seeing all this growth, and I'm not sure these companies are aware of just how much power Washington has to really bring them down.
And by the way, not just watching them, more to the point, what we're seeing out of Europe, right? Because they want to rein in a lot of these guys.
Yeah, I think in Europe, too, there's been somewhat of an economic slowdown. In China, things really aren't living up to plan. We had the People's Bank of China a couple of weeks ago had to relax monetary policy somewhat. Believe it or not, the Chinese government bond yield is down for the year to date.
By the way, I don't trust data I get out of China. Do you? I mean, no. You and I are old enough to remember we grew at 10% in the latest quarter. Yeah. We grew at 12%. Right. And so now we get one where it's just under 6%. I don't even believe that.
Yeah, if you want to understand what's going on in China, look at industrial commodity prices. Look at the prices of industrial metals, copper.
No, I'm saying, John, that I don't believe they're as strong as they're made out to be. And I think that's kind of complicating things with the president when he bets on them, giving him some concessions on trade.
That's why China doesn't want to do that. They want to use everything at their disposal to go ahead and pump up their economy.
What do you think of that?
Insuring intellectual property, they have no choice.
I mean, yeah.
Good point. Very good point.
Yeah, listen, obviously they're slowing down. Jim Chanos, the famous hedge fund short seller, has been talking about China's being a fugazi economy in some ways for a long time. The one thing I would say is this: I mean, it's a huge market. You know, we have to be there. The trade stuff is something that could slow this down. And if you're wondering why the markets are kind of choppy lately, one thing, I mean, obviously trade is a big thing. Whether we engage in a trade war, listen, nobody's going to argue with the president and his economic advisors, even Peter Navarro, who's the most hawkish protectionist there, that China steals stuff from us, and we need to address them in a concerted effort. I think where it gets self-defeating is in the notion of tariffs and back and forth like that, because that never works. By the way, if we can save some steel jobs, it's a very highly automated industry, by the way, and cost us a lot of manufacturing jobs. Manufacturing's doing pretty good in the U.S. right now.
Well, could I ask you guys something? You're all well connected around the world.
Yeah.
So, John, certainly you are, and you travel a great deal now. What is the read? Because I look at a lot of the foreign press and the English versions, and I see Le Monde and the French publications, or Germany, the Spiegel, and then they're all to a publication or media entity, not that different from our own mainstream media here. Not big fans of this president, still wondering about him, but clearly focused on some of the unusual things going on. America seems to be firing on all cylinders. Its market seems to just deal with all these things thrown at it. And they can't understand how this is all happening under this guy.
Well, I think in large part that's because of earlier deregulation. You have an administration that's pro-business as opposed to being anti-business.
But as Gasparino was saying, it wouldn't be a kick that this same group that was railing against him and his approach to Little Rocket Man, if he gets him a Nobel Prize because he gets a peace agreement.
They're going to be shocked. And in conclusion, we've stated this earlier, Donald Trump is his own worst enemy. He loves to go ahead and say things that make those that dislike him hate him all the more.